Huffington Post is reporting that some giant food corporations are beginning to panic over climate change. They say, quote, in a rebuff to climate deniers, the CEO of American food giant General Mills has asserted that global warming is being created by human activity and is threatening to disrupt global food supplies. So they go on to explain that over 10 years, he plans to cut company emissions 28%. And within 35 years, he wants to reduce 50% to 75%. And they make clear that they're not doing this because they want to do it. They're doing this because it's serious and they see a tremendous problem. They say, quote, a spokeswoman for the company went further, telling the Huffington Post that a failure to address climate change would make it extremely difficult to feed the world's growing population, which is expected to exceed 9 billion by 2050. She pointed to extreme weather and the decline in pollinating insects as worrying signs that are already impacting food production, and she noted that climate change will place stress on vulnerable growing regions around the world that provide important ingredients to make food. For example, 70% of the world's cocoa is sourced from 2 countries in West Africa, 90% of the world's vanilla is sourced from Madagascar, and 80% of the world's almonds are grown in California. So this is an incredibly important and an incredibly scary piece here, because what they're saying is, oh my God, even the big corporations are beginning to realize, if we don't do something, we're Fucksville. So when the big corporations are beginning to be afraid, it's really time to panic, because they're designed to not give a fuck about shit like this until it's absolutely the last minute, because all they're supposed to care about is their profit motive. So when even the analysts who are focused more on profit motive go, iceberg dead ahead. Ironic, because it's global warming. What does that mean? It means everybody should fucking panic. When even the corporations are saying, look out, we're in trouble. And remember, I've mentioned this before on air, the thing that's most commonly brought up when you talk about climate change is sea level rise. And I always said that should be the last thing on the list that's brought up when you're concerned about climate change. I get it, it's a big deal, we're going to lose some very important cities, they're going to be underwater, New Orleans is fucked, other places are fucked. I get it, South Florida gone, I understand that. But I don't think it clicks with people when you say the sea's going to rise. They go, whatever man, maybe it was going to rise anyway. Like, it doesn't work, it doesn't seep in. What does seep in? We're out of food. That seeps in. People go, what? How did this happen? Well, we fucked up the climate with the greenhouse effect, and all these different kind of plants died, and all these different kind of animals died that were part of the food chain, and then this population got out of control and fucked up that population. Whoops! Next thing you know, there's not much food, and all the food that we do have goes up in price tremendously because of the law of supply and demand. Now we're starting to worry. So this is what you talk about when you talk about climate change. And it's not something that's happening off at some future date that we should all fear at the time. It's happening right fucking now. Wildfires have grown tremendously. Natural disasters across the board have gone up. You see weird weather patterns occurring now as a result of climate change, and even the corporations are beginning to worry. We really got to act. We really got to act now and move totally to renewable energy and green technology.